last but not the least, of our activities, opening statement, is the distinguished Chairman of the Finance Committee, Senator Clement Blillock, that the other three activities are not with us this morning. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good luck to everybody who are here and those who may be able to listen to this hearing later on today at 4 o'clock. I'm not sure why your distinguished committee wanted me as a witness, but I am honored nevertheless to be included as a witness in this important issue. I agree with the previous speakers, especially MRSC, Timon and the AG, to some extent the Yap representative, that this is really a private contractual matter between two private parties. But I think your committee is in the right in creating this opportunity to consider the template, the lease agreement template, as it was a communication that came to the legislature and was rightfully assigned to your committee. And also, I think the legislature of the state government is constitutionally mandated to protect and conserve and promote some resources, including land. And so this may come under this hearing, and the activities that your committee is conducting would come under that provision of the Constitution, which is really Article 8, Section 1. And it says the state government shall promote the conservation and the development of agriculture, marine, mineral, forest, water, and land, and other natural resources. And so for those who are questioning your committee's involvement in this, I think your committee is in the right in conducting this public hearing. I was really surprised and a bit disappointed when some of the key witnesses to this hearing saw fit not to attend. In particular, the Council of Pilum and the representative from ETG. ETG, I think, if they were here, they would be able to answer some of the questions that your committee may have and some of us may have as to the one-sidedness. And I agree with the other speaker, this agreement. In my 31 years of practice in law and looking at hundreds of lease agreements, this is one that I have not seen in terms of being very one-sided. Everything is slated in favor of ETG, but then as Petrino said, they would, when they come up with a lease agreement of that nature, it will be slated in their favor because they offer that agreement. Unfortunately, and I am privy to several signed lease agreements by ETG and several landowners. And the template and those signed lease agreements are almost the same. So if anybody's telling your committee that the lease template is a starting point for negotiation, that is not entirely true. Because I have before me two signed lease agreements, which were taken exactly the same terms of the template. But I'm not about to share it with you, those signed agreements, because I got it by confidential source, and I need to protect that source. As to and I know that this would come in, and I think as to the legal assistance, and the Yap group has brought that, that issue up. And in reading between the lines, I would take the presumption, or I would assume that there is a request, for the government to provide legal assistance to landowners. Let me make this very clear. The state constitution only allows the use of public funds for a public purpose. And that your committee can find that in Article 9, Section 2. And there have been some talk in the past about the state coming in and helping certain communities, and in particular the island of Sarawak. Let me tell you the story of the island of Sarawak. The money that the state, and I was here in this legislature at that time, the money that the state provided to Sarawak was in terms of a loan and to a community. We have provided state money, public funds, to communities and municipalities for a public purpose, such as extension of water and extension of electricity. We've stayed away from other public activities because the state cannot afford to appropriate money for all and every other public projects that are out there. So in this instance, if the state were to provide public funding to a private landowner, that will be against the state constitution. And there is no precedent where this legislature, as far as I can remember, has provided public funding for private matters. And I think all of us and the other previous speakers have stated, and rightfully so, that this matter is really between private parties. But then I think the state does have a responsibility to protect, conserve, its resources. So based on that, that's why we're having this hearing. Hopefully, those who are contemplating signing lease agreements with ETG should really sit back, review the lease agreements before them, because the ones I've seen are basically the same as the template that we have before us, which are one-sided. I don't think these can stand the scrutiny in court. However, we're not talking about the court now. So I really hope that those out there who are contemplating signing leases with ETG, they should know what they want or what they can get. You have the bargaining power. You can tell ETG no. You can tell them, you come back after we'll discuss this further. You don't have to accept what ETG gives you in the very first instance. That's not how you negotiate. Let me share with you, lastly, I saw one lease for a term of 99 years and possibly another 100 years, and I'm not sure whether the 100 years is constitutionally permissible, but for $300 per month. I've done the calculation, and on the 99th year, the most that they would get, the landowner would get is $699. And when you have $699 as the last 9 years of a 99-year lease per month, you talk about the fair market value. Of course, unfortunately, we don't have that system in place. Maybe we should. I don't know how we can use it or how we can come up with one. But with that kind of money, with inflation for 99 years, would translate to, I don't know how much, probably $100 or less than $100. That's what we're looking at. And that's the incongruity of this whole system. Unfortunately, we cannot tell the landowner not to sign. But I am really hoping that before they sign, they understand the lease agreement fully in terms of the term and the rent, as Matma has pointed out, and other really, to me, very incongruent provision of the template, which are also on some of the signed lease agreements that I've seen. Thank you, Mr. Chair.